Okay, so lo, these months later, we're finally back at Columbia Cemetery. As you can see, the weather is much less, shall we say, brutal today. Anyway, if you've been following this series at all, you're probably wondering why I haven't made any videos in forever, especially around Halloween time. Well, for one thing, I was busy getting the radio show out. For another thing, I was busy before the election. And for yet another thing, I don't know. This last Halloween was the worst of my life. Bar none, I mean it. I was part of this big thing at a local video game arcade, and I was selling my stuff. I was running a haunted house. The promos were on the Insta. Uh, but it turns out that neither the organizers of the event, certain, you big metal group around here that I shall not name, nor the management of the venue were at all interested in any public safety. There was no mask enforcement, there was no social distancing, there was no limiting the number of people inside, there was no hosting anything outdoors except my haunted house. It was just really dangerous all the way around, and I feel partially responsible for even being part of it. I had this big crisis of guilt. Oh shit, it's Silent Hill.
Motherfucker. Well,
Okay, but seriously, it's probably just some historical reenactment deal.
or they're just making sure it still works.
Yeah, it might be a test. But yeah, I've hauled all that stuff in. I did all that work. I wanted to stick around. I wanted to have a normal Halloween. But it was such a clusterfuck. You know, the guys were like making out with my props. You know, I think they may have permanently broken one. And well, I don't know what else to say. It was just a real bad scene, man. And I'm already dreaming, as in literally dreaming, about the next one. That's how much of a non-Halloween this was. You know, who knew that it would be an act of rebellion to actually wear a goddamn mask? I mean, I always knew that I was pretty radical for this area at least. But come on, a little basic common sense here. I'm not calling for the dismantling of capitalism. I'm just asking people to exercise the two brain cells they got to rub together in their heads. If anybody watching came out to the party because I invited them to come, I'm sincerely sorry. I shouldn't have hung around because I was hoping to make money off it. I shouldn't have hung around because I wanted to have some fun. I shouldn't have hung around for any reason. When I saw what was going on, I should have packed up then and there. But I didn't. And now there's a huge spike of coronavirus all across the county. And the papers are saying it's because of Halloween gatherings like the one I was part of. I wonder how many of the 78 cases that have been confirmed so far are thanks to that one event. I tried to email the organizers after the event, to let them know I was uncomfortable with what happened. To my defense, I actually texted them about it the day before it went down. They just dismissed the whole thing. They treated it like a joke. They said that I was overreacting and that there's just some big government plot. Well, you know I cut off all ties with them after that. Unfollowed, never doing business with them again. I'm not naming names, but you know who I'm talking about. If you listen to my shit, you already know. And so now I'm out here walking amongst the dead because now we are code purple, the highest tier of urgency. Businesses are shutting down. The ones that are open can only have so many in the store at a time. Masks are absolutely required everywhere you go. Even here. It's so heavy right now. I mean, we've been choosing to self-isolate this whole time. It just keeps going on with no end in sight because of people being stupid. But now I have to count myself among those stupid people because I contributed to this. Because we are having a public health crisis in this area, in large part because of something I was involved in. If people tell me, don't be guilty, don't beat yourself up, they would have done that stuff with or without you. Maybe they're right, but that doesn't mean I get to dodge the responsibility. And it doesn't make the people who got sick any less sick. It doesn't make the 8 people who have died in the past couple of weeks any less dead. Pretty soon, they're going to be in places like this, and they won't be just visiting. They're going to be here all alone. I think that's all that I should say.